Hi guys, let's do some Taal. So, they give us a little extract here, but I think what we focus on is the questions, right? And when we need context, we can go through the paragraph. So 5.1.1. Gebruik die homofoon van die woord tussen hakies in 'n sin to show how the meaning differs. So a homofoon are words that sound the same, but they are spelt differently. So they don't have the same spelling. So the homophone of race is race as in rice. So you have to now make up a sentence. So ek eet curry en rice, for example. That's to show I'm eating rice. Or it could be rise as in the sun rising. Die son rys in die ooste, for example. 5.1.2. Gee die korrekte spelling van die woord tussen hakies, wêreld. I'm sure we know, we don't say, because this would be wêreld. We say wêreld. So there's a kappie on the first E after the W. Kies die korrekte woord. Tog is daar in ons eie land net soveel mooi plekke om te sien en opwindende of opgewonde dinge om te doen. So, opwindende is exciting, interesting things. Opgewonde is to be excited. So, if you're doing exciting things, you're doing opwindende dinge. If you are excited, then you are opgewonde. So, the correct word here is opwindende. 5.1.4. Gee die meervoud van toeriste plek. So, the only thing that will change will be the last word. So, plek, meervoud is plekke. You double that K and add an E. 5.1.1. Gee die lettergrepe van provinsies. So, the only method I know is to clap. So, you say the word while you're clapping. Provinsies. And that is, how many claps? Provinsies. That is 3 claps, so there has to be 3 lettergrepe. So, wherever you stopped your clap, that's the lettergreep. So, you said provinsies. So, that's your 3 lettergrepe. 5.1.6. Vul die ontbrekende voorsetsel, preposition. Die Weskaap het Tafelberg en hulle spog, something die baie gewilde tuinroete. They are, spogging is to brag, and you brag with. So, hulle spog met die gewilde tuinroete. Gee die verkleinwoord van dorpe. So, when the word ends on an E, we are going to, so this is in the meervoud, just pointing that out. So, if we put that in its normal form, like it's supposed to be dorp, so that's in the meervoud. So, it ends on a P. So, when something ends on a P, it just gets an IE, dorpie. But because our word was in the meervoud, we have to add an S. Do you see? So, it was dorpe. We know that dorp becomes dorpie, but we have to change that to the meervoud of the verkleining. So, it's dorpies. 5.1.8. Gee die voegwoord of gebruik die voegwoord en plaas die komma op die korrekte plek. So, because they tell you to place the comma op die correcte plek, they are indicating you have to start with the voegwoord. Okay, so this is easy. You put the voegwoord at the start. You say, aangesien, this daar becomes a small daar. Then what happens is, in your first sentence, you take away the verb and you add it towards the end of your first sentence. Then you add a comma after you've added back your verb, and you look at your second sentence verb, and your second sentence verb is also is. And what you do is you bring that to the beginning of the sentence. So it's comma, is, and then daar again, but daar becomes a small letter, and then the rest of the sentence remain the same. It's as easy as that. You just put the voegwoord in the front, you take out the verb in the first sentence, you add it to the end, you add the comma immediately after, and then you look at your second sentence, take out the verb and bring it to the front, and then you continue the rest of the sentence. Okay. Skryf die sin in die leidende vorm. Remember, leidende vorm is passive voice. This is the way in which we don't really speak. So here we start with the object, Die park vra besoekers om hulle nie raak te ry nie. So the park is asking visitors to not bump into them. So, die park subject vra verb besoekers object om hulle nie raak te ry nie. That's an infinitive. Do you see there? Om te, so that's infinitive, so that goes to the end. I want you to remember your stompie when it comes to bedrijvende and leidende vorm. Because right now we are going to start with our object, which is besoeker. So you're going to say besoeker. And then this should have been the first step, and I forgot to mention it. What is the tense of our bedrijvende vorm sentence? Die park vra. So it's present tense. So therefore our verb 1 will be word. Perfect. So besoekers word. After that, we now have to look at time and manner. Do we have time and manner in the sentence? We do not. So then after that check, we add deur die subject. So then we add deur die subject. What is the subject? Die park. So deur die park. Besoekers word deur die park. Then what comes after subject? Place. Do we have place here? No. So we just skip that step. What comes after place? The verb. What is our verb in our bedrijvende sentence? Vra. But remember, this now has to change to the past tense. So vra becomes gevra. And then we end with the infinitive, which is om. So I'm just going to put an ellipse here. Nie raak te ry nie. Exactly as is towards the end, and you end with a full stop. So the answer is, besoekers word deur die park gevra om hulle nie raak te ry nie. Full stop. Okay, so just remember stompie and you will be fine. 5.1.10. Gee die samestelling van son plus ondergang. Anything with son becomes sons. So it will be sons ondergang. Gee die afkorting van Augustus. So that will just be the first 3 letters, og, plus a full stop. Don't forget your full stop. And they're going to mark for spelling here, guys. Very important to spell correctly, as well as in sons ondergang. Gee die selfstandige naamwoord van toer. So die selfstandige naamwoord van toer is toerisme. And the last one, wat beteken die voorvoegsel her in herleef? So her means to do it again, right? To herleef in this context. So therefore, dit weer. So you can just say weer, of actually tell them dit beteken weer, of om iets weer te doen. Herleef. He lives again, or he's living this memory again, whatever the case might be. Okay, and that is it, guys. I will see you in the next one.